Hey guys, welcome back to more entitled parents' revenge stories. In this Real Stories Unfiltered video, what would you do if a 500,000 follower influencer decided the laws of nature, and the law itself didn't apply to her, and dragged her own kid into a situation that could have ended with a helicopter ride or worse? Yeah, that actually happened to me. So, let me set the scene real quick. I'm a wildlife tour guide, full-time, not a side hustle, not something I do for fun on weekends. This is my job, my livelihood. I take people through Yellowstone, show them the beauty, keep them safe, and if I'm doing it right, make sure they leave smarter than they showed up. You'd think that last part would be easy. It's not. My boss always jokes that I'm part educator, part driver, part babysitter, and part bouncer. Honestly, he's not wrong. Most days are smooth. Retired couples, photographers, families just trying to see something cool without getting eaten or trampled. But every once in a while, you get someone who makes you earn every dollar. This was one of those days. The booking looked normal at first: private tour, early morning, wildlife focus, some filming. Fine. Happens all the time. Then I saw the name. And yeah, it rang a bell. My boss had shown me an email thread weeks earlier. Someone trying to negotiate a free tour in exchange for exposure. If you've worked in tourism, you already know what that means. We said no back then. Apparently, they came back with money this time. So I show up at their lodge early in the morning, coffee in hand, mentally preparing for whatever flavor of chaos I'm about to get. And right away, I spot the daughter. You just know the type, you know what I mean? Perfect hair, flawless makeup at sunrise, phone already out, practicing candid laughs like she's auditioning for a commercial no one asked for. Then the mom walks out. And man, the energy shifted instantly. She looked me up and down like I was a disappointing product she just unboxed. "You're the driver," she said. Not a question. I smiled, because that's part of the job, and said, "I'm your guide." She didn't even acknowledge it, just tapped the side of the van like she was inspecting a used car, and went, "At least it's decent." Yeah, that kind of day. We get going, and I do my usual safety talk. Distances from wildlife, no feeding, no approaching, don't treat a 2,000 pound animal like a prop for your Instagram. I keep it light, a little humor, but I make sure the message lands. Mom rolls her eyes. "We've done safaris," she says. "Sure. Of course you have." The first hour actually went okay. Elk in the distance, some nice sunrise shots, a bit of steam from the geothermal areas. Honestly, it was a beautiful morning. Even I had to admit that. Then they started getting impatient. "Can we skip to the big animals?" Of course. I knew a spot where bison usually graze in the morning, so I headed there. And sure enough, we find them. A small group, maybe 100 yards out, just doing their thing. And off to the side, this massive bull. Absolute tank. The kind of animal that makes you respect distance real quick. I park in the designated area, go over the rules again. Stay near the vehicle, keep your distance, use zoom if you want close shots. Everything's fine. For about 30 seconds. Then the mom leans forward and goes, "This is our moment. Honey, go get your selfie." And I'm like, "Nope. Stay by the vehicle," I said. "We can get a great shot from here." She smiles at me. That tight, fake smile that doesn't reach the eyes. "We paid for VIP. You're getting a safe VIP experience," I said. That's when I knew. This was going south. She starts pushing. "What if we just step out there for a second? It's only 10 seconds. We've done this before." And I keep saying no. Calm, clear, professional. I even tap my body cam and let them know everything's being documented, because yeah, we started wearing those after too many people tried to rewrite reality later. The daughter hesitates for a second, credit where it's due. But Mom, she opens the van door. He's bluffing, she says. And just like that, they step out. At that point, there's only so much I can do. I warn them again clearly for the camera. I radio it in. And I watch. Because here's the thing people don't get. You can't physically stop someone without making things worse. So all you can do is document, warn, and hope they listen before it's too late. They didn't. They walk into the field, phones out, trying to line up the perfect shot. The daughter's posing, the mom's directing like it's a photo shoot. And the bull? He notices. Head comes up. That slow, deliberate movement, you don't forget it. Then comes the sound. A deep, heavy huff. And in my head I'm thinking, this is it. This is where it turns. The daughter's still trying to get the angle right. Mom's telling her to fix her posture. And then, the bull charges. Not a warning bluff. Not a fake out. A full-on charge. If you've never seen it, it's hard to explain. It's fast, way faster than something that size should be. Like a truck suddenly coming to life. I yell for them to run. Panic hits instantly. The daughter drops her phone. Mom grabs her, loses a shoe, completely loses control of the situation. They scramble back, tripping over themselves, and that fancy little designer purse the daughter had? It slips off and lands right in the bull's path. Gone. Absolutely obliterated. The phone hits a rock, screen shattered. They barely make it back behind the vehicle, screaming, shaking, completely wrecked. And the bull stops, snorts, turns around, and goes right back to grazing. Like none of it even mattered. Because to him, didn't. They were just a problem to push away. That's it. Back in the van, I hand them water, keep my voice calm, do exactly what I'm trained to do. Situation stabilized. No injuries beyond scratches and pride. And then, the mom starts yelling. Not fear. Not relief. Anger. You ruined our day. I just stared at her for a second like, did that really just come out of your mouth? I reminded her, multiple warnings, documented, clear instructions. She says I should have stopped the animal. Yeah, sure. Let me just negotiate with a bison real quick. We head to the ranger station, file the report, hand over the footage. Rangers review everything, and yeah, they're not impressed by influencer status. They issue a fine, a big one. And still, she threatens lawsuits, bad reviews, PR damage. The whole playbook. But here's where it gets interesting. Because later that day, she posts about it. Of course she does. Crying on camera, talking about how we ruined her daughter's birthday. How we were rigid, unhelpful, unprofessional. Conveniently leaves out the part where she ignored 3 direct warnings and walked toward a wild animal. Yeah, that part didn't make the cut. But here's the twist. People didn't buy it. Her own followers started calling her out. This isn't safe. You're setting a bad example. Why would you do this? You could literally watch her follower count drop. Not catastrophic, but noticeable. Brands notice that kind of thing. And our footage? Anonymized, blurred, no identifying info, just the behavior and consequences. It got shared as a safety example. Not for revenge, but because people need to see what actually happens when you ignore the rules. And honestly, that's the part that stuck with me. Because this wasn't about one bad client anymore, it was about how many people think nature is just content. Like it's there for them to pose with, control, manipulate. It's not. It never was. So yeah, that was my day. We finished the tour in silence. She still asked for a refund at the end. Said the trauma warranted it. We didn't comp anything. And the 1-star review she left, let's just say, it didn't age well once the facts were clear. So now I'm curious. What do you think? Were they just careless? Or did they get exactly what was coming to them? Should situations like this be shared publicly to educate people? Or should it stay private no matter what? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely want to hear where you stand on this one.